Set nav 114.0.
Nav 114.0.
Set nav 2 114.0.
VOR 2 114.0.
And Paul Francis, the 777 300 ER, not the 300. The 300 ER is there's some sort of extension to the base 777 200 LR, but it comes as a supplement. You need to purchase the extension, but the 300 ER is very nice as well. Yeah, hopefully this year then. Well, they would have after the DCs at the DC6, if they published the 747, it's a good year, I guess, for PMDG. Yeah, the 320. Yeah. I've still not got my head around the Aerosoft 319, 320. I just find it well. I don't really have much time to look at it, to tell the truth, but yeah, it's still a bit of a headache for me. This. Yeah, they're nice. They're nice aircraft. The 737 is a little bit more hands-on. It's a little bit less automatized. There's a little bit more monitoring and more switching things. The 777 is almost flies by itself and is more user-friendly, I would say. And in spite of its size and weight, the 777 handles quite well. I guess the fly-by-wire system is does help, whereas the 737 is kind of traditional flight control system. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame if you can't filter the airports. I thought you could. I think on the PMDG 777 you can, but maybe not on this one. I'm not sure. Yeah, on Future Airline Pilot, when you and LNAV in Boeing, you always kind of match the heading bug, like I'm doing at the moment. You always match the heading with the current heading of the aircraft. I understand on the Airbus, the bug moves, or the bug moves automatically and matches the heading of the aircraft. But on the Boeing it doesn't. On the Boeing the heading bug there stays wherever it is. So every time you turn, you've got to match the heading there with the current heading on the aircraft. Actually, on this aircraft there, the display is track up, is not heading up. So what you do is no, actually disregard. I'm talking rubbish. Because you always match the heading. The track is the line there. Oops. And the heading is this little white triangle. So you always put the magenta bug there right under the triangle. So you always keep that matched whenever you turn. You keep that matched, but you've got to do it yourself. The MCP there and the system doesn't do it automatically, whereas I believe on the Airbus it does. So that's the channel already. Wow. I'm doing well so far. been on the go for 58 minutes, and I forgot once again to set the time on takeoff. Every time there's a distraction or something, I forget to set the time on takeoff. So I'm not sure about the flying time itself. What I know is that we've been leaving the gate for about 58 minutes ago. And on the 777, it's the same thing as well. You need to move the heading bug, or well, if we fly in LNAV on the 777, because we've got the track function as well. When we fly in LNAV, we tend to have the bug in track, and then follow basically put the track bug on the track line, because that's actually where we fly. But on this aircraft, it's only a heading bug, so you'll match the heading, and the heading is represented by this little white triangle here. Read FSX, hi, how you doing? The N1 turbulence, that's a good question. And my understanding of it is not really something that we refer to a lot, to tell the truth. I know it's there, but we don't really refer to it too much. But the way I understand it works is that this would give you, in case of turbulence, this will give you N1, and the auto throttle wouldn't do a good job. This would give you some sort of basis for your N1. So if you're in bad turbulence, you will set your thrust here to at the moment it's showing 88.3. So 88.3 would be like a good power setting to have throughout the turbulence. That's the way I understand it works. I might be wrong, but I think that's what it's meant to be. As I said, we don't really refer to it that much, because I mean, yeah. No, in turbulence you have to slow down yourself. The aircraft doesn't do it automatically, because I mean the aircraft, I don't think it doesn't really sense the turbulence in itself, if you see what I mean. So you need to do it yourself. So on the 777, the turbulence penetration speed is well, at least in the cruise is Mach decimal 82, and you would reduce the speed yourself manually. On this aircraft, on the 737, if I remember well, it's decimal 76, which if we look at it there, like decimal 76, if we go speed intervention, kind of set the speed bug more or less in the middle between the high speed and the low speed regime, so cancel that. And on the 777 decimal 82 as well, most of the time at least will kind of be middle of the way. But you have to do that yourself, it doesn't do it automatically. It's not clever enough to detect that you're in turbulence. Plus, I guess if it was doing it automatically, it would kind of remove control from the pilot a little bit, which I think Boeing is not very keen on. I don't think it's in the Boeing philosophy to have the aircraft think for the pilot. I think Boeing designs like aircraft so that the pilots are in control. You know. So that's the northwestern coast of France already. Nice. You see, we're just about to turn at waypoint Veul here, and so the aircraft is turning, and we're gonna match the heading. So because we've got a bit of wind coming from the right, I'm not gonna put the heading bug straight on the magenta line. gonna try to take into account the drift. So we're almost there. Here we are. So it's a shame, because if there was ATC, maybe we could get a few shortcuts already over the UK, direct to Lakey in Scotland. Well, kind of with Scottish control, and then down towards Midhurst and all these places, and then across to Resmi here, and then they would probably once you go past Paris, give direct to the arrival in Lussard there. Well, it depends, because I believe there's some sort of military area there, and that's why you kind of need to go down and then back to the left. But if the military are not working, then they would give you that. Hey, NNK Gaming, welcome on board, sir. Thanks for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the stream. And if you have any questions, like always, please let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them, except the sensitive ones. And there's actually only one kind of question. Anyway. But read FSX has been quite clever. It was a clever way to ask a question to find out. Very clever indeed. True as well, because actually the world of aviation is quite a small world. I wouldn't say that everybody knows each other, but you've got a good chance to know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, so to speak, if you see what I mean. So it's a fairly small world, and they always say, you know, to kind of try to keep like somehow a good reputation wherever you are, wherever you go, because one day might you know, catch up on you. So always be nice to people, don't be an idiot, because one day it might, like, you know, prevent you from getting another job or meet, like, you know, whatever the situation is. But yeah, it's such a small world that you need to keep a good reputation. So there's a few restrictions on that route, altitude wise. At least for planning purposes, you need to be flight level 270 by Pilule, and then 230 by Lussard. I'm not gonna descend early at Pilule. I mean, this is only a planning restriction. Then once you're in the air traffic control would usually accommodate and will keep you high as long as possible. Oh, then I'll keep quiet then. Yeah, I can tell you, but I would have to yeah, dispose of you, not to say something else. Fantastic. No worries, no worries. I can understand. Hey, that's the Christmas tree. All the lights. Even in flight, you can test all the lights. Beautiful. Well, we've got kids visiting the flight deck on the ground, of course, not in the air. That's one of the things we do. The Christmas tree. Do all the light test. I'm like, wow. Alright, top of descent actually in 106 miles. Slowly getting there. Right here, so we're just approaching Paris. Let's have a look. inside if we can see anything. Yeah, media is a funny thing, and some. Oh yeah, that's Paris there. Lovely. This must be Orly, I think. That could be Charles de Gaulle or Le Bourget, and then beyond. But this would be Orly, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so we're just passing west of Paris. Oh, no worries at all. Media is a funny thing, you know. Nowadays, it's got such with media, social media. It's got such a big power on itself. Is yeah, it's got to be careful about the information you put out there. So, yeah, well, I think I'm gonna go for runway 23 in Geneva. It will be more scenic. The worst turbulence I've had, moderate. Yeah, moderate, not really severe. Well, it depends what you call by severe, but yeah, between moderate and severe, yeah, but not to the point that half of the cabin was turned upside down and all the trolleys were like totally opened and where it was like mayhem in the cabin. Not to that extent. Touch wood, because that's not a very nice event. And it's a job where you don't really want too much excitement. You want things to be boring, you know? The more boring it is, the better it is. So we go for departure arrival. LSGG arrival. ILS23. We'll go for the Lussar 1 Romeo arrival. We'll check that everything is in there. It looks like it. There's no discontinuities. Execute. Then in the descent page we'll put 250 below fly level 115. So because Geneva is 1,500 feet high, or 1,400, we set the 250 below fly level 100 in accordance with the airport elevation, so you have to basically add the elevation. So we'll set 250 below fly level 115. The forecast, so the transition level is going to be, we look at the charts. Let's say 80. The transition altitude is 7,000. And the winds, look quickly at the flight plan. Not ignoring the text. Descent, so at 290, courtesy of PFPX and Active Sky Next. 318 at 20, and then at 140 But just take a sample of winds. There's only 3 choices anyway. You can't put them all. So 140 is 313 at 12. It just helps the VNAV do, well, supposedly better calculations. Doesn't always work well, but at 7,000, 317 at 6. The QNH is 1024. Execute that. Yeah, when the 777, obviously, if you go from Sydney to Dubai on these long flights, the aircraft is gonna be very heavy to start with, so you're limited in the climb, and as you say, like, you know, if you're stuck at flight level 300 just in the at the top of the cloud layer or in the cloud layer, and depends also in the time of year. I understand in Australia you go also the jet stream kind of crossing all the way. It's yeah, it can be quite unpleasant. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, it was good when the cabin door was open, but we all know why we can't do it anymore, unfortunately. It's always a few idiots who spoil the fun for everybody. That's always the same. So now we're gonna look at this. So Lussar flight level 200 or above, that's correct. Sony 160 above, it's correct as well. And then Lurco 7000 above is good. And DINIC, which is the initial approach fix. And then we go to Sovat 7250, yeah. Then Golf 507, and then Golf 514 220, yeah, and then to Senprex. Yeah, that's all in there. And then the missed approach on the ILS. Uh, 225 and then back to Senprex. Okay, cool. That's all set. The FMC here is good. So now we get back to the chat, guys. So the course for the ILS is 225. And the minima Cat 1 is 1570. Wow, that's gonna take forever. Wake me up in 5 minutes once we get the barrow up to 1570. I'm gonna fall asleep. In the aircraft it's much faster, you know. 1570, happy days. Is there a time limit within work and resting in flight? Yeah. Well, on these very long, on these long flights, you would tend to kind of split the rest equally. So if there's 3 of us, then you would split the rest in 3, and you would have about 2.5, 3 hour rest. If there's 4 of us, then same thing, you split in half. So if the flight is 12 hours or something, you would get about 5 hours each or something. So which is quite good in a sense, because you can't really stay at the controls for all that time. Right, the radios. I'm gonna ask multi-crew to set it actually. Set nav 1 109.9.
Nav 1 109.9.
Set nav 2 109.9.
VOR 2 109.9.
Beautiful. So we've got the ILS set, we've got the courses set, we've got the minima. What we need to do is work out the VRF. So 2.7 plus the zero fuel rate of 60.9. That would be 63.6. 63.6. Take flap 30. And we go for auto brake 2. I'll set some fixes as well. GPA, I think it is. 25 DME for the MSA. And runway 23. So about 6 miles. Done, more or less. Yeah, I'm not sure actually if MC can set the minimums. That's a good remark, Bill. I'm not sure. Sorry, I'll go again with the VRF calculation. What I do is I look at the oops, the mouse. Look at the fuel predicted on arrival. So here is 2.7. And then I go to the performance page where we've got the zero fuel weight, and I add up the zero fuel weight 60.9 to the fuel on arrival 2.7, which is 63.6 if I can count properly. And then the computer gives us flap 30 146, so you would select that. Put it in the flap speed here. Does that make sense? Volvo King, hi, how you doing? FMC reset MCP altitude. Okay. So the first restriction is 200. Actually, I remember from my controlling days, I was flight level 230 at Lussar. Actually, let's see if we go delete. It is there. Beautiful. So the restriction, flight level 230 by Lussar, actually makes sense. Flight level 230 of course is above flight level 200, so it does work out. Yeah, so it's the fuel remaining, well, the estimated fuel remaining on landing, and the zero fuel weight. Yeah, that's basically the weight of the aircraft, and the weight of the aircraft will determine your approach speed. No descent path, okay. Yeah, because of that vector thing. So I'll do that. I'm good, thank you very much. We're just starting the descent now into Geneva. Descent checklist.
Descent checklist. Pressurization.
Land altitude set.
Empty ice.
As required.
Approach. Briefing.
Complete.
IAS and altimeter bugs.
Checked and set.
Confirm.
Checked and set.
Confirm.
Disregard the item.
Your wish. Check item. Descent checklist complete.
Is difficult. So, yeah, the 777 have got quite uncomfortable seats indeed, and resting on the flight deck is not great. But when you have to, you have to. After these night flights, you'll sleep anywhere, even on the seats. Well, otherwise, when rest is scheduled for the flight, you wouldn't rest on the flight deck. You rest either in the cabin on a passenger seat in the premium classes, or otherwise you would rest in the crew rest compartment in the bunk. I do have a cushion indeed. I always travel with my cushion, but the cushion after a while is still very hard. But at least the first the first few hours, at least it makes life a little bit softer. It's terrible that like a multi-million-dollar aircraft needs, like, you know, you need to go with a cushion. Yeah. So the terrain display there shows 030 and 015. So basically the moment within the range displayed on the navigation display. The highest terrain is 3,400. Now it's increasing as we get closer to the mountains, and the lowest terrain displayed is the bottom figure here. So on top of my head, like when the display is still green, that means that you are still about 2,000 feet or above the terrain. When it turns amber, it means that you are within 2,000 feet of the terrain, and when it's red, it means that the terrain is well above you. Something like that. Yeah, our bus generally have got better seats. You always hear that from Airbus guys. They never complain about the seats. What do you mean NSA done is by 50 and 4 nautical mile range rings? Here I've got 25, and then I've got 6 miles over the runway. So the 25 miles is for the minimum safe altitude, and the 6 mile ring is more or less to start configuring the aircraft. So we'll go on QNH 1024, and we're descending to 7,000 feet. Seatbelt sign on.
Seatbelt signs on.
Okay, so the countdown has started for the cabin crew to get the cabin ready for landing. Oh, cool. Yeah, 11 and 6 is great. So we're coming over there's a mountain ridge there to the north of the lake. We're coming on top of the ridge there, still maintaining obviously a bit of altitude over the ridge. And then going down on a kind of a right downwind runway 23, turn over the lake, and then the final approach is over the lake, which is really, really nice, very scenic. So we have our frequencies set. We've got India Sierra Whiskey, which is the ident we're looking for. India Sierra Whiskey, indeed. And standby. The courses are set for the LS. We can do the approach checklist. Approach checklist.
Approach checklist. Altimeters and instruments.
Set and cross-checked.
Approach frequencies.
Checked and set.
Approach checklist complete.
Very nice. So now we're trying to decelerate towards 250 knots. And as I said, because that's the airport straight in front of us, we could actually go for a visual approach. And that's probably, I would guess, this one here is probably Mont Blanc, but I stand to be corrected. But Mont Blanc is not very far from Geneva, so I guess that would be Mont Blanc. Mont Blanc is usually quite close to a waypoint called Mont Blanc. Very close to it. And Mont Blanc, can we see it on the display? Oh yeah. Yeah, Mont Blanc is here. Thank you very much for the follow. However, they didn't catch who did the follow, so my apologies. I'm not sure the alert worked properly. So we can see Mont Blanc here, and the amber terrain there on the display is Mont Blanc, so it's very close to it. So I'll reduce the range again. It's not doing very well with the speed control. It's lost the path. I go fly level change. Yes, correct. They do 10 miles for flap 1 and 4 miles to drop the gear and all these good things. Yeah. Is quite what's the word? Prescriptive the way they do the SOPs, but it's alright. So as you can see, I'm trying to go down and decelerate at the same time, and as we were saying earlier on, the aircraft is quite slippery. It decelerates at the moment, but the rate of descent is really really poor, and I've got the speed brakes extended, so the speed is coming back, but the rate of descent is quite poor. Ten checks down.
10 checklist. Recall. Turn checklist complete.
Very good. Flaps 1.
Speed check. Flaps 1 selected.
Hi Squirrel, how are you doing today? Welcome to the stream. I've not seen you in a long time. I hope you're doing well. Flaps 5.
Flaps 5 selected.
So we'll take heading select. So that's exactly the same thing as I was saying. It's very slippery. And it doesn't want to slow down and come down. We'll turn base leg now. A 140. It's looking good. The vertical path deviation is decreasing. We're good on the speed as well, so that's all good. So we'll do a heading of 200, and the sensing is good, so we can arm the approach. Come back on the speed ever so slightly. And we'll do a runway extension. No, not from this. Not from this one. 224, that will do. And we can continue the descent. We've got radar minima there of about 4,500 feet once over the lake. Yeah, once you're over the lake, you can descend further down. You're no longer restricted to 7,000 feet. The minima, the radar minima is 4,000 feet. So, because sometimes they cut you in over the lake. So that's all good. So we'll prepare the gate. Gate number 12, I think that it will be, and that's Swissport. So vertical speed. Full capture. Yeah, the approach over the lake is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful overall. Like on a clear day like this, it's really really nice. Like slope capture, 7,000 feet. The missed approach altitude set. Yeah, it's really really nice. Got the mountains on the left. Jeez, I'm not even looking at the aircraft anymore, you know, just looking outside. It's beautiful. So that's the range of mountain we were coming over, and then turning left this direction, and then coming back over the lake. Landing flow.
Okay. Cabin crew seats for landing.
Gear down.
Gear speed check. Moving down.
Flaps 1.5.
Flaps 1.5 selected.
Flaps 30.
Flaps 30 selected. Gear down and secured.
Landing checklist.
Landing checklist. Engine start switches.
On.
Recall.
Checked.
Speed brake.
Armed.
Landing gear.
Down.
Auto brake.
As required. Disregard the item.
Now set flaps. Moving to next checklist line. Landing lights.
On.
Landing checklist complete.
Cool. Let's concentrate on the flying. I need to actually reduce this checklist. No, this is still FSX, is not P3D. I'm still considering the move to P3D, but I've not got there yet. Oh man, what am I doing there? 1,000. For some reason the joystick is very sensitive today on this one. Anyway. Don't laugh if I plant it down. It's very likely I will. Landing.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Reversers. Cool. This is not the stock airport. It's just like a scenery I got online. It's quite good. Nothing spectacular. It's not like the what word am I looking for? Some of these beware sceneries. I think there's an Aerosoft in Geneva, but this is okay. Clean up.
Master, caution, anti-ice, reset.
Cool, so the follow me is on his way. Oh, here he is over there. I think I can see in the distance here the gate we're going to. That's all good. Here is the man. Don't bump into me, that'll be nice. So here we are to sunny Geneva. Where's this guy? Where did you go, mate? Where is he? He's gone. Hello, where are you? Ah, he's disappeared. Okay, I think I know where I'm going, so it's alright. Start the APU.
APU is running already.
Oops, I should have checked. Oh, he has to follow me again. We're going to stand number 12. Get out of the way now. Wow, what a turn, 90-degree turn he's doing. Now we've got the marshaller. Turn. Oh no, the brakes are very sensitive with the joystick. Anyway. Yep. Oh, a bit too far. He's never gonna do the Macarena for this. Doesn't matter. Yeah, so we'll go put the APU on the bus and we can shut down the engines. Release the Fox. And here we are. Open the doors. Welcome to sunny Geneva. Yeah, it's the you know, the classic GSX, but it's wow, the jetway there is going into the ground. I'm not really sure what the jetway is gonna do here. Anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah, the GSX I find adds a little bit of fun to the whole thing, so I quite like it. And let's shut it down. So the fuel pumps can come off. The window heat goes off as well. The hydraulics can come off. The APU bleed comes on. We've got the APU anti-cold comes off. We blinded the marshaller. Down here, this man can go off, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, the stock jetways are not great, but what can we do? I mean, it's it's an everlasting battle, you know. You can't. It's difficult to get everything working well. So, yeah, welcome to Geneva. You're welcome, Paul Francis. I hope you you enjoyed the flight. How long has it been going now? Almost 2 hours. Yeah, so it's a good flight. It's a nice airport. Nothing like obviously the commercial add-ons, but this one is it's pretty realistic. You've got these kind of little satellite terminals in the middle of the apron here in Geneva, and then the kind of main terminal building running along here, and also on this side here. On this side they tend to park the bigger boys, and then all the little boys there, and then we've got that grass runway on the other side as well, so all very nice. So welcome to sunny Geneva. I hope you enjoyed the flight, and until next time, take care, and I shall see you very soon, hopefully. And as I said, if you like the stream, then please hit the follow button so that you'll know next time I'm on. You can also have a look at the YouTube channel if you have a chance. So once again, thank you very much. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.